Are we doing this? Hi, it's 12:30 in Chicago. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but it's Maggie from Be Understood Branding. I hope you're doing so well. I hope wherever you are, the sun is shining and you had a great weekend and really enjoyed yourself and got some relaxing in. I am using StreamYard for the first time. So this should be on Instagram. It should be on my YouTube channel and it should be on my Instagram, my LinkedIn profile. So if you're here, the chat is open. If anyone's here, can you just let me know that you're here and that this is working? That would be great. I want to talk to you today about having been building brand strategies for 4 years. What are the first three things that I recommend people do and how to begin doing them? I will keep to 30 minutes. This shouldn't be more than 30 minutes. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. If you're in a place where you can ask a question, great. If you have a question and there's no place for you to ask a question, please email me your question at maggie@maggiebergen.com. So let's see if I can figure out how to move slides forward. I mean, okay. All right, we can do this. We can do hard things. Hi, thank you for coming. I'm so excited to share. Hi, Wendy. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for letting me know it's working okay. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy to share a little bit more about how I know you can make your business so much more easeful in connecting with people. You don't have to change anything about your business. This is not me coming on and telling you all the things that you need to change. I'm telling you there is nothing you need to change in order to make your business exactly what you want it to be. And I'm so excited to share this hard one for many wisdom with y'all. So without further ado, before we get into it, I would just like to introduce myself to people really quickly. I thought I'd take a moment to help you get to know me better. I will keep it short and sweet, I promise. My name is Maggie. Like I said, I am from Michigan. So I am legally obligated to now show you where in Michigan I am from using my right hand and my left index finger. I've been in the communications field for over 25 years. I started in government affairs. There is a Prince song on every playlist of mine, and playlists are my love language. I love to rock a puff sleeve. I'm not rocking a puff sleeve today. I was raised by a librarian, and I believe in communications. And I'm going to try to stop saying because that is really annoying when people say and I'm going to try not to say it. So before we get into the first three branding moves, I'd like to start by setting the table, giving you a context to what even is a brand strategy and why I recommend spending time building one. I want us to have a common understanding of what a brand strategy is, and I want to share what businesses do with one. So we're going to set the table first, then we'll eat, then I'll teach you how to make the meal yourself. Sound good? Excellent. So currently in the world, there are kind of three ways that you could build your brand strategy. You could download a free PDF, free $25, $27, $39, and you'll get probably a very good list of all the questions that need to be asked and answered to build a brand that turns heads and opens hearts. You will not have anyone to help you with that. You will not have professional guidance. You will not have iterations built into the process, and you will walk away probably more confused than when you started. If you make big bucks, like a corporation, you could hire a full brand strategy firm. It will cost you between $25,000 and $80,000. They will feed you mini muffins in the meetings, and you will have strong coffee, and everything will be taken care of for you. And you will walk away with not just the verbal identity for your brand, which is what I handle, but a visual identity also. So soup to nuts, lots of money. And then there's kind of an emerging third way, which is what I have been doing, which is for a low four figure, you can get all the verbal identity done, and then do visuals if you need and or want to. So those are kind of your three options when it comes to building your brand strategy. Why do people build a brand strategy? Why spend money or time doing it when both time and money are limited resources? Building a brand, building a business without a strategy is like building a house without a blueprint or a foundation. And we don't want to do that. Branding is your business's strategy. Marketing, sales, etc., is the execution of that strategy. Let me say that again, because they don't teach this on the SBA's website. Branding is your strategy. Marketing is the execution of that strategy. Marketing changes. Great brands, brands that connect, do not, because human beings don't trust things that change all the time. They like things to be consistent. So if you've ever wondered why some brands just click while other brands don't, it's because they have like a very well-crafted, thought out brand strategy. So why build a brand strategy? This is why. This is why a brand strategy will help you feel way less stress about your marketing, feel way more confident in how you talk to people, where you talk to people. 100% of the people that I have the distinct honor of working with are excellent at what they do. They do not dabble. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, you are not a dabbler. You have been doing this for a while. You are very good at what you do. Your zone of genius is distinct and you are very good at it. Unfortunately, the ability to talk about what you do in a way that lands is a different skill set. That does not make you any less amazing at what you do. It's just a different skill set. I have someone who handles my money because I cannot, like, and I see little boxes and squares, I start to get itchy and hives. It doesn't mean I'm not an excellent brand strategist. It means I'm not great at numbers. You can take a screenshot, absolutely, and share it and tag me. You are too close to what you do to talk about it in a compelling way. You're trying to communicate with people, but it's like the call is coming from inside the house and you've been inside the house so long you can't describe the house. You're trying to give people directions to your house and you can't describe the house and they are lost. So what a brand strategy does is it explains the house. It describes the house. It says where the house is, why you want to come to the house, what the house looks like, what's going to happen once they get to the house. All right. So now we know why people build brand strategies. Let's finish setting the table by giving you I want to give you a little bit of information about the process, about how a brand strategy is built. Do not freak out at the next slide. It is a little bit complicated, but I will break it down for you. Okay. I think I'm going to rework this slide too, because I think it is a little overwhelming, but let me just start. And then hopefully by the end, you'll be like, I totally understand. So a brand strategy starts with a business selling an offer to a client or an organization selling an idea to an audience. I work with both. I help service providers and people who are trying to make powerful ideas connect with more people. Ideas that I believe in and they believe in. I don't just build any idea. It has to be a good idea. So that's what we start with. So that's that gray circle. You have a business selling an offer to a client. So that business wants to get attention about their offer. We are in the business of getting attention. Unfortunately, it's part of the gig. So the business hires someone like me to help them figure out what science knows about how human attention works and how to hold human attention to the service that they sell. So the first part of building a brand strategy is that red circle. And that's where I play with my clients, in that red circle. So we figure out what the brand promise is, what the tone of voice is, what your positioning is, your ideal client, your personality, maybe a motto. We come up with all of that. That's what I do. Usually in this day and age for a small business, that is enough. As Canva becomes more dynamic and amazing, the need to hire someone to build visuals is less and less. Humans connect to humans. We are emotions first. Logos are nice. They don't produce emotion. So they're not as important, in my view, as a verbal identity. So all that verbal identity is really what you need. And then you could hand that over to a designer to build you a logo or help you pick colors or fonts. That's the visual identity. That's that light blue square. So that's how brands get built. Okay. Now that we've set the table, let's eat. Here are your first 3 must-do branding moves, in my opinion. And again, Wendy or whoever else is here, you're welcome to take screenshots. I believe that the first 3 things you need to do, these are the first 3 strategic steps to take as a brand to connect with more people who will hire you, is first of all, you have to figure out how to share who you are so that you are remembered. You have to figure out how to share who you are so you are remembered. That's the first one. Second one is you have to figure out how to talk to people you serve so they love you. You have to figure out how to talk to the people that you want to be of service to so that they love you. In order to do that, you have to understand your ideal client. We'll talk about more how to do that in a second. The last of the first 3 moves, in my opinion, is you have to figure out how to answer the question, why you? So that you are chosen. So first, you're going to be remembered, then you're going to be loved, then you're going to be chosen. Why the glass of milk or water in the center for the second one? Hang on. You'll see in a second. Okay, I'm going to dive a little bit now into the first 3 branding moves, in my opinion. And then I have a special offer for you at the end. No, I do. I have a really cool thing to offer you at the end. So there's 2 ways to get information into human brains. 1 is repetition, or 2 is by standing out. If you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, you are probably not McDonald's or Target. They can afford to show you an ad 30 times a day, 30 days in a row if they want. That's repetition. You cannot afford repetition. So you need to stand out. You need to stand out. One of the things I do with people is I help them figure out how to stand out. You're an adult learner, so I'm going to give you examples. Let's look at examples of different brand personalities. These 2 companies, oops, sorry, I didn't advance over here, my bad. These 2 companies sell the exact same thing. They sell sugar and caffeine. But they have a different vibe, don't they? Imagine if Starbucks started sounding like Dunkin' Donuts. Imagine if Dunkin' started sounding like Starbucks. That would be very bad for business. The reason why these 2 are so different is not random. It is by design. These brands have built distinct personalities for a reason, to appeal to people. So it is purposeful. They built who they are on purpose. Why brand personality? Of all the things that you could do first, a unique brand voice makes you money. Why? Because it makes you knowable. All a brand strategy is everything that scientists know about how human attention works applied to a service, a product, an idea. So how human brains work is we are naturally drawn to distinct human voices. Distinct, human. A knowable brand has a knowable tone of voice, a recognizable tone of voice. That means that a human brain is going to put you in a category. And that category is she's for me or she's not for me. You want to be that distinct enough that that decision is made. If you are bland, you're not going to be remembered because you're not going to be put in one of 2 categories. She's for me, she's not for me. So a knowable tone of voice, a recognizable tone of voice, means you will get categorized. She's for me, which means you will be remembered. So if you don't have a distinct voice, it means there's no consistent perception of you for people to connect with. Okay, let's look at a couple examples, yeah? This is a client of mine. It was a skincare company, and this is their brand personality. They are supportive, expert, loving, joyful, inclusive, and clear. And I love the one sentence descriptions that follow the adjective. Makes it so clear. Let me give you one example. Again, I did not forward over here. Sorry about that. Here it is. So the tone of voice you can see now. Yes, yes. You're really getting a picture of the brand, but then let's just read like one image. Joyful. What does joyful mean? Here's what it means to them. Be upbeat. If it's appropriate, share the bright side. I love that. I love that so much. So hopefully, I think you are really getting a picture of the brand. Yes? Yes. Okay, let's look at one more example. So sometimes, while marketing campaigns change, brand personality does not. And that's because why? Human brains crave consistency and trust consistency. Yes, yes, yes. So sometimes defining what you are not is just as useful as defining what you are. So knowing where that line is, we're confident but not arrogant, is something that a marketer, you in this case, or maybe if you're going to hire a marketer, somebody else would need to know. Because I'm a marketer and I know my brand is confident, I don't want to head into arrogant territory. So a lot of times we would build what you are, and then we would also identify what you are not. So I'd like to give you just like a little taste of working on your brand. There are in-depth exercises for each of these 3 steps. Here is one moment in time, a modified version of one of my exercises. I want you to think about your brand and look at this list and pick 3 words that pop out. Put them in the chat. Put your words in the chat. And then we'll move on to move number 2. So once you pick your words, we would then flesh them out. We would figure out where that line is for each of the word. I am clear, but not verbose, for example. I am clear, which means I'm going to be very specific, but I'm not going to go on and on. I'm not going to be wordy. That kind of thing. So that's the first move. Define your brand personality so you can be remembered. Next move is understanding your ideal client. So 1 move down, 2 to go. I'm going to say 2 sentences to you. I'd like you to tell me which of these 2 sentences you like more. Sentence number 1, me. Maggie, me, my life, my story, my situation, my troubles, my problems. That's sentence number 1. Sentence number 2, you. Your life, your challenges, your wins, your loved ones, you. Which of those 2 sentences do you prefer? I'm guessing it's number 2, yes? It's the same for everybody that you want to hire you. They want to hear about themselves. They don't want to hear about you. Why the glass of water? Because I want you to remember that this second move is about figuring out how to pull out a chair for everybody and get them a glass of water. Anyone that you want to talk to, your mission is to figure out how to basically give them a glass of water every time you interact with them. Thank you, Wendy. I see your 3: thoughtful, empathetic, and clear. Ooh, I want to get in there with you. And anyway, okay. So here, let's look at an example of how people want to be spoken about themselves. So this picture, this GIF or image is all the same. These are the same genes, but different ideal clients care about different things. So you need to know what problem they want solved in order to get their attention. So some gene companies have clients that care about safety. People are going to buy those genes for utilitarian purposes or durability. Some gene companies have clients who care about how they look in their genes. They're going to lean into that. Those are genes that they're going to sell to help you feel like you look great when you're wearing them. And then some gene companies have clients that really care about being part of a small group of people. These are genes for a particular, this is a status group thing. This is that A word that I can't think of right now. That has to do with like, like wanting something outside of yourself and thinking like, then I'll be satisfied. So I want you to imagine your clients feel happy when you give them a sense of belonging. Maybe you have a group and that sense of belonging is what makes them happy. But imagine if you never talked about the sense of belonging that your program provides. A lot of companies without a brand strategy really spin their wheels like that, and it's hard to see. There's kind of two categories of things you can understand about your client, and I recommend spending all of your time on the second category because I know that your brand addresses certain human needs. If you didn't address human needs, you wouldn't have an offer. So you need to identify which needs you address so that you can say, come, I see you, come to my table, let me give you a glass of water. So what positive human experiences are you providing? And what negative human experiences are you mitigating? There's 3 different ways to gather that information. And, research is a tool. You can do surveys. Those are also very useful, but I only recommend one tool for understanding your ideal client, and it's an interview. You must, and it's because I've done all 3. I know you must talk to your clients. You must talk to your clients. You must talk to your clients because it's the only way to understand where they're coming from. It's the only way to really welcome them to your table. You only have to talk to them for 30 minutes. You only have to ask them questions that I will give you if you want. And your goal in that 30 minutes is to understand their worldview. Because speaking to their worldview is the price of admission to get their attention. If you don't understand their worldview, you cannot get their attention. So understanding your ideal client and what motivates them, what their worldview is your business superpower. Target doesn't have the ability to interview their ideal clients. You do. People get a little bit stressed about ideal client interviews, and I don't want you to be stressed. Here's the thing I tell people that makes them feel the most relaxed about them, and that is you're not going to ask them about you. You're asking them about them. And who's your favorite person in the world? Your clients, other than your family and friends. Like, you love them. Why wouldn't you want to talk to them? Also, I give you everything you need to do it. So don't worry. Ideal clients interviews, every time you have one, they will tell you exactly what to say to them. They will tell you exactly how to draw in more people exactly like them. Okay. 2 moves down, 1 to go. How many people do what you do in your city? Where the city that you're in, the area that you're in, how many people do what you do? Is it more than 1? Okay. How about in your state? How about in the country? There are 22 brand strategy firms in Chicago alone. I am not the only person who does what I do. Unless you're the only person doing what you do, you have to be able to answer the question, why you? So the first and second brand strategy moves are about saying to your ideal client, hi, it's me. I see you. Once they see you and remember you, you need this third and last move in this presentation, which answers the question, here's why you should hire me to help you. There are 2 things to know about this third move that are frame-ups that always pop up. They are irritating, but they pop up, so I want to make sure that I tell you about them. In this move, you have to say what's true, because exaggerated claims about how I can help you will be found out. So how you answer the question, why should I hire you? Your answer needs to be true enough about your business that you can think of multiple examples. And I really want to encourage you not to lie, because unmet expectations lead to cranky former clients, not ongoing loving relationships with clients. So don't lie. Second is the answer has to be relevant to them. I may be the only brand strategist who wears blue reading glasses. Who cares? You may be the only certified coaching program who wears glasses. Who cares? The way you distinguish yourself, or the way you answer why you, has to matter to your ideal clients, which we figured out in step 2, right? Yes. Okay, so we're going back to this slide. Do you have different jeans for different experiences in your closet? I do. I have my gardening jeans. I have my Friday night out on the town jeans. All of these jeans, even if they're the same picture, are telling me, the ideal client, why I should buy your jeans. I should buy them for safety. I should buy them for self-esteem. I should buy them for belonging. If that's too basic, let me give you a deeper example. This is a list of human needs. I love lists. There is something on this list that you do for clients. So maybe take a second, take a look at that list. See what you think, what you've heard clients say to you in the past, you've helped them with. If there's anything on that list, let me know. So this third step, again, there's in-depth exercises that I do with my clients to help them figure out what human needs they address, what positive human needs they address, what negative human experiences they mitigate, and how, and then we double check to make sure that those are all relevant. All right, so let's review. Your first 3 must-do branding moves. These are the first 3 strategic steps to take as a brand to connect with more people that will hire you. You have to figure out how to share who you are so you're remembered. You have to figure out how to talk to the people that serve you so that they love you. You have to welcome them to your table and get them a glass of water. And then you have to figure out how to answer the question, why you, so that you are chosen among all the people who do what you do. Hot takeaways from our time together today. Please be entirely yourself. Be as nerdy as you are. Be as joyful as you are. Be as prayerful as you are. Be whatever you are, be entirely you to stand out and be remembered. And then second thing to take away is that you turn heads by saying you way more than saying me. Aspirational. That was the A word I was trying to think of earlier. And then the last thing I want you to remember is that the sooner you start building your brand strategy, the sooner you'll connect, and the sooner you'll never have to second guess your marketing again. I have an offer for you. I have finally, after 4 years and many, many requests, built a digital program that you can go through by yourself with weekly office hours with me at scheduled at whatever time makes sense for you. It's not like a random time during the day, and if it doesn't work, you don't get to talk to me. Where we will build your first 3 must-do branding moves together. And that is it. That's my presentation. If anyone has any questions, you could put them in the comment, unless you're on Instagram. I don't see questions. I'm on StreamYard. I don't see questions here, Instagram questions here on StreamYard. But if you're on my YouTube channel or on LinkedIn, I can see any questions that you have. I should put that back up so you can see the link. And YF3MDMBM is your first 3 must-do branding moves. And I should actually, let me put it in the comment. I'll go get the link. But let me know if you have any questions. I'll hang on for another couple minutes, see if anyone has any questions. And I'll put that link in there. There we go. We good? All right, look at that, 30 minutes. Timing is perfect. I only said probably 27 times too many. I would love to help you turn heads and open hearts, because I know you're very, very good at what you do. And it's taken you a while to build those skills and that knowledge. And you have a lot to share, and I would like to help you share it. So let me know if you're interested, and have a great day, everyone. Bye.